Teledisruptor worked! It's a little something I just engineered this morning. You thought you were going to play another boring old game, didn't you? Well, fear not, my young pupils. Get ready for the world according to me, Polly. Are you tired of studying the old-fashioned way? Textbooks and pencils all alone in your room? Yep, I could spot you a mile away. I'm Polly, and I want to help kids be the best they can be. I'm tired of being the only brilliant one around here, so I've decided to share. See? I've created this fabulous quiz show that teaches my own patented study method. I figured out that you need interesting material. And is there anything on this earth more interesting than me? No, don't ask questions. Just answer them, okay? And please try not to completely embarrass yourself. Let's get started. Word processor. Where in the word are you? Words that confuse robots. Really, anything more than 2 syllables will confuse most robots. Look at the underlined words. See any mistakes? If not, choose correct as is. If you see something you don't like, choose a better way to write it. Now you're starting to think like me. Let's see if you can catch any of my spelling mistakes. Find the misspelt words. If you think I'm perfect, choose no mistake. I must be rubbing off on you. Okay, I'm looking for the sentence that is complete and correct. Help me out here, will you? Brilliant! No, not you, me. But you did get that one right. Let's see if you can catch any of my spelling mistakes. Find the misspelt words. If you think I'm perfect, choose no mistake. Well, I have to be teaching you something. Help Bug find his way around the virtual library. He has no clue. Well, I have to be teaching you something. Not too bad, really. Let's see if I can dig up a prize for you. When the comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 approached Jupiter in 1993, the Galileo spacecraft was able to see its impact on the surface. Polly's Proper Prose. Get it right! Stories by Polly. From my personal collection. Here's an email that I sent to my dad. Let's see if you can answer my question about it. Yes! I knew my patented test method would work. I'll give you a rule to follow, and you give me the word that best fits in each sentence. Deal? Well, I have to be teaching you something. I keep a diary so that when I'm famous, people can look back and see what my childhood was like. See if you can answer a question about my entry. Sorry, that's not right. Have you eaten yet? A is the correct answer. Prefixes and suffixes aren't just tacked onto words for no reason. They mean something. See if you can figure out the correct meaning. Okay, you got that one. Book reports are so interesting. Let's see if you can answer a question about mine. Well, I have to be teaching you something. Well, you actually did okay. I guess you deserve something for your hard work. The Jupiter moon of Ganymede generates a magnetic field just like Earth does. Shape up! Do the math! Equation invasion! All right, I volunteered. We're in this together. Don't you just love to solve problems? You got it! I knew I was a great teacher, but this is even better than I expected. I got to the observatory at 11:55. Hallie arrived at 1:20. How much time did I waste there sitting and waiting for Hallie? That's right! You know, I really am good. See all the equations coming up on the screen? How should the parentheses be placed so that the answer is 82? Okay, you got that one. If Botley got a pet hamster, he'd probably name it Godzilla. What unit would he use to weigh it? That's right! You know, I really am good. Let's see if you can compute as fast as my computer. Solve the equation. That's right! You know, I really am good. Well, you actually did okay. I guess you deserve something for your hard work. This is what an orbiting spacecraft might look like. This one was designed to look for liquid or frozen water under the surface of Mars. It's math, not rocket science. Let me count the ways. Count me in. Although, if you're interested in rocket science, I like to record particularly exciting events in my diary. See if you can answer a question about this entry. Well, I have to be teaching you something. Can you estimate the right number? You got it! I knew I was a great teacher, but this is even better than I expected. Don't you just love word problems? Guess you lose that one. A is the correct answer. Botley needs help estimating. Now you're starting to think like me. I couldn't live without word problems. Here's a good one. Guess you lose that one. This one is the correct answer. You may have started out on the loser side, but in the end, you're looking like a winner. I guess I'll give you a prize. One theory of how the world began is called the Big Bang. It says that a giant explosion created the universe. And now for something completely different. You know what homonyms are, right? They're those awesome words that sound the same, but are spelt differently. I once knew this kid who couldn't pick out a homonym if you paid him. You can't be that bad. I'll show you two words. If they're homonyms, press the buzzer. If they're not, don't touch anything, okay? Yes, of course that's the right answer. 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 Okay, you got that one. Well, how was that? Did you have as much fun as I did? I think I'm going to play again. Want to join me? The Jupiter moon of Europa shows that a liquid ocean lies beneath its icy surface. The Galileo mission was named for the Italian Renaissance scientist Galileo, who discovered Jupiter's major moons in 1610. Much of the data gathered during the Galileo mission indicates that Jupiter has a complex wind in its atmosphere, causing frequent storms. Io, one of the moons of Jupiter, has a lot of volcanic activity. Hot lava can be seen erupting like fountains. During observations of Jupiter, sometimes both the Cassini and Galileo spacecraft were taking measurements to provide more complete data. The Galileo probe used the gravity of different planets to boost it on its way to Jupiter. The Galileo spacecraft was the first craft ever to encounter an asteroid. On its way to Jupiter, it actually encountered 2 asteroids, Gaspra and Ida. At the end of the Galileo mission, the probe was crashed into Jupiter's surface so it would avoid colliding with any of the delicate icy moons that surround Jupiter. When the comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 approached Jupiter in 1993, the Galileo spacecraft was able to see its impact on the surface. The purpose of the Galileo mission to Jupiter was to explore the planet as well as its 4 moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. The Jupiter moons of Europa, Io, and Ganymede all have metallic cores. The Jupiter moon of Ganymede generates a magnetic field just like Earth does. Pluto is the planet farthest from Earth. It's so far away that we can only see it as a fuzzy object, even when using a telescope. Jupiter's rings are formed by dust that is kicked up when meteoroids smash into the planet's 4 small inner moons. The outermost ring of Jupiter is actually 2 rings, one inside the other. Jupiter has 4 large planet-sized moons. There are 9 other smaller moons that also circle Jupiter. The planet Neptune has a blue-green atmosphere made of clouds. The look of the atmosphere changes based on its dynamic weather patterns. The Hubble telescope took this picture of Uranus. You can clearly see 4 major rings that circle the planet. This is an ultraviolet picture of the sun. The hottest areas appear white, while the darker reds show cooler temperatures. Sometimes cameras in space are black and white, so we add color to see changes. This picture is actually made up of a red, yellow, and blue image merged into one. Supernovas occur when stars explode. The effects of this explosion have been seen for long distances. This one is over 10,000 light years away. Here's one of the Mars rovers that landed on Mars and explored the surface. They are equipped with all sorts of gadgets to take pictures and analyze soil samples. Mariner 2 was the world's first successful interplanetary spacecraft. Mariner 2 gathered the very first information on Venus, including the very hot temperature of the atmosphere. Mariner 2 conducted experiments with solar wind and was the first to measure what solar wind was all about. The planet Saturn is famous for its rings that encircle the planet. The rings are all centered around Saturn's equator. This is what an orbiting spacecraft might look like. This one was designed to look for liquid or frozen water under the surface of Mars. Do you think we are the only planet that has a problem with dust? Dust devils like these have been seen on the surface of Mars. Other planets have clouds too. These clouds are from the planet Venus. The Spitzer Space Telescope takes images by detecting infrared energy given off by objects in space. Infrared technology allows us to see through clouds of dust and gas to see such things as new stars, the centers of galaxies, and newly forming planetary systems. Infrared telescopes will show information on the cooler objects in space, such as small stars, extrasolar planets, and giant molecular clouds. Since infrared telescopes detect heat, the telescope itself has to be cooled to absolute zero, or negative 459 degrees Fahrenheit. One theory of how the world began is called the Big Bang. It says that a giant explosion created the universe. The sun in our solar system is an example of a star. There are many different kinds of stars in the universe. We may think that the sun is hot, but it's actually not among the hottest stars in the universe. Planets and other objects can be formed when matter in the universe is pulled together through gravity. The sun and the 9 planets that orbit it make up our solar system. New solar systems are still forming in the universe.
Play the complete library of B= DVD games. Madagascar. Time Troopers. Shrek. Show Me the Wild. And more, all at bequal.com. Log on after the game and play them all.